continuous integration, continuous testing, continuous deployments, continuous delivery. I'm going to need an army of robots, okay? And I hope they don't run amok. Timing's off. So, did you kick it? Is it ready to roll? We're going? Here we go. Hope is not a strategy. We cannot hope the robots do the right thing, and we cannot hope the robots don't chase my electric sheep. We need a strategy. Why do we need a strategy? Because we all need strategies. Don't we all need strategies? So, because continuous delivery is hard at scale, continuous anything at large companies is going to be difficult. What do we do about this new world? Well, the future is automatic, because automation will not be good enough. I said, I need developers to check out code, make their changes, and submit their requests. Just commit. So, and the robots do the work. So how do we accomplish this? I have a few ideas. So what if we create receipts for the actions that we automate? And what if the receipts payloads follow a spec? And what if the receipts have all the metadata we collect from the actions? So we create receipts for builds, unit tests, component tests, system integration, regression tests, staging. Everything gets a receipt. So what do we do with all these receipts? We collect all the receipts. We tie them to gates. We collect, validate, and store receipts. And what do we do with all these receipts? And what do all these receipts do? We've got all this data. What do we do with it? So the receipts check the box. And the box is the gate. I was planning on this going faster. I know, sorry. So anyway, the receipts check the box. The box is the gate, right? So now we've got a receipt that we've posted to a gate. It represents the actions that we have run in our pipeline, right? And then the gates, what do the gates do? So the gates check the box, right? And then the gates, when we check the box, create an event. And we use this event to drive things downstream, right? And so what if the gates, what if we use the receipts to satisfy the gates and trigger the next step of the pipeline? And the receipts satisfy the gates, and the gates enable the flow through the pipeline. So what do we do with that? Well, we've got watchers that are listening for events, and we emit a message to the watchers, and the watchers hear the message. It queries all the gates for the receipts. It validates the gate, and it's satisfied. The robots promote the units. We ship by readiness. This is my letter to Deckard. Said automatic, not just automated, because automation's not enough. What value do we get from the receipts and gates? Well, I can trace the life cycle of a source to a binary running in production. So when they find a bug, I can trace down how it got there. And once I trace how it got there, I can reproduce the actions for the things that the automation did with the receipts. So what else can we do with this? A couple other things we could do is that we could use machine learning to optimize, right? We can make better tests, we can make deployments better, we can make everything faster, right? We can reproduce all of the actions that happen for the automation that we did with the receipts, and then we can do predictive test selection so that when we develop, when a developer changes the README, says, I don't run 6 hours of regression tests, I run the README test, right? We do deployment risk prediction. Automation does 40,000 deployments a year. 10,000 of them fail, right? We use the data to flag the source that is risky for the deployments, and we come up with another plan, right? So we're tagging this data, and we're like, okay, this piece of source code, if you touch it, is going to break our deployment. We're worried about those type of things. Let's flag it. Let's make sure that when we touch this, we've got 4 guys reviewing the code, right? So in the end, we built out this system, and we haven't gotten to it yet, but this is an event-driven asynchronous pipeline, and I like to refer to it as a series of bad decisions written in Go. Okay? So I'm going to do a presentation later on this. It is very complicated. It gets really bad as it goes along, so I invite you to come at 2:30 and hear me talk to the rest of this. I'm Smitty, and I'm afraid of robots.
That was great. Good job.